Hi, I'm Tanya, and this is the Midnight Creek. What if the place you were relaxing in, enjoying a pint, maybe a quiet dinner, was once a courtroom of death? I mean, really, a place where people were condemned to die, right there inside the very walls you're now laughing in. If you like our content, please subscribe.
You're talking about the Skirrid Inn, aren't you, Tania? It's one of those places that just sends shivers down your spine just thinking about its history.
Absolutely. Wales has so many ancient sites, but the Skirrid Inn, it just has a different kind of darkness to it. It's not just old, it feels heavy with history.
Heavy is the right word. We're talking about a building dating back over 900 years. That's almost a millennium of human experiences, emotions, and, well, quite a bit of trauma, apparently.
Trauma is an understatement. I mean, most old buildings have their stories, but this one, nestled under the shadow of the Skirrid Mountain, it wasn't just an inn, it was a courtroom, a prison, and a place of execution. Not near it, but inside it.
That's the part that always gets me. We're not talking about some gallows out in the town square. We're talking about a beam right above the staircase where condemned prisoners were hanged, while people might have been drinking downstairs. Can you even imagine that scene?
It's so macabre. It really blurs the lines between justice and spectacle, doesn't it? And the sheer number of people, over 180 souls reportedly met their end there.
180. That's not just a few unfortunate incidents. That's systematic. That's a dedicated place for death. And it makes you wonder about the energy that kind of repeated, intense emotional event leaves behind.
Exactly. And if the stories are to be believed, not all of those 180 people ever truly left. Which brings us to the really chilling part, the hauntings.
Oh, the hauntings aren't just strange feelings either. People describe really visceral personal experiences, staff and visitors alike.
Yeah, I've read about the heavy footsteps, pacing across the upper floors late at night, when no one's supposed to be there, and whispered voices just out of earshot, but distinct enough to make you turn your head.
Whispers when no one's there are always a classic, but it's the more visual stuff that really gets people. Shadowy figures drifting across doorways. Not quite solid, but definitely there.
And it gets even more intense. We're not just talking about sights and sounds. People have reported sudden choking sensations, especially on the staircase. I mean, think about that for a second. The very place where so many were hanged.
That's the chilling part. It's not just a generic haunting, it feels specific, as if the building itself remembers, and it's replaying those final terrifying moments for anyone who's sensitive enough to pick up on it.
Some people even claim to feel hands around their throat. Imagine that, just walking up the stairs and suddenly feeling like you can't breathe, and there's an unseen presence touching you. That's beyond spooky to me. That's terrifying.
That physical sensation is definitely something that elevates it beyond just imagination. It's one thing to hear a creak, it's another to feel a physical pressure that has no apparent source.
And it's not just one general entity either. The Skirrid Inn seems to have a whole cast of characters tied directly to its grim past. You have the hanging prisoners, obviously, their restless spirits still attached to that notorious beam.
Then there's the weeping woman, seen beside beds at night. You can't help but wonder if she was a wife, a mother, mourning someone condemned there, or perhaps even one of the accused herself.
And the shadowy judge figure, pacing as if the trials never ended. He must have been a formidable presence in life to leave such a strong imprint after death. Always judging, always presiding.
I find the armored soldier appearing in the bar after dark quite fascinating. It speaks to a different layer of history, perhaps an earlier time when the inn might have had a military connection or served as a garrison.
It all points to the idea that these aren't just random paranormal occurrences. They're echoes, almost like a loop playing out from a time when this place was truly a hub of swift and often deadly justice.
It's the concentrated nature of it, isn't it? Most execution sites, over time, either disappear or are transformed into something else entirely, often with a different purpose. But this one, it just became a pub.
That's what makes it so uniquely unsettling. Today, people are laughing, drinking, sleeping, having a good time, in the exact same rooms, the exact same spaces where people once stood, waiting to die. That uneasy overlap is what fuels it, I think.
It's a dissonance. Your mind wants to reconcile the present, which is comfort and conviviality, with the past, which is fear and death. And when those two things can't quite mesh, that's where the sense of the uncanny truly kicks in.
I mean, imagine checking into a room there, trying to get some sleep, and you hear those heavy footsteps above you. You think, oh, it's just another guest. But then you remember you're on the top floor, or you're the only one staying on that floor.
Or you wake up, and there's a weeping woman standing by your bed. I don't care how skeptical you are, that would make anyone jump out of their skin. It's a primal fear, seeing something that shouldn't be there.
I'd probably just freeze. Completely freeze. I think the idea of these spirits not being able to move on is just so heartbreaking too. They're stuck in a loop of their final moments, or the grief surrounding it.
It's a powerful narrative. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the sheer weight of the history, the collective human suffering that occurred within those walls, it's undeniable, and it leaves an impression on the building and on the people who visit.
So let's talk about the staircase again, because that seems to be a real hot spot. Not just the choking sensation, but the feeling of hands. Has anyone ever described what those hands felt like?
I've heard some say cold, others describe a clammy touch. The common thread is always the unexpected pressure, the feeling of being grabbed or constrained, even briefly. It's not a gentle brush, it's a grip.
That's just awful. It's like the residual energy of the execution itself still playing out. The final struggle, the terror. It's truly a dark echo.
And the mind's a powerful thing too. If you go into a place with that kind of reputation, your brain is already primed to look for or even interpret things in a certain way, but the physical sensations are harder to explain away.
Indeed. I heard a story once about a landlord who actually slept with a Bible under his pillow because he felt so uneasy, and another one who swore he saw a spectral figure of a monk pass through a wall.
The monk is a new one to me, but not surprising given the age of the place. It's been around since before monasteries were disbanded. And if the landlords, who live and breathe the place, are having these experiences, it adds a layer of credibility.
It's not just tourists or thrill seekers then, is it? It's the people who are trying to live a normal life there, who are experiencing the most intense phenomena. That speaks volumes.
It suggests a persistent, rather than a transient, presence, something that's ingrained in the fabric of the building, not just conjured by suggestion.
Let's delve a bit into the judge figure, a shadowy judge, pacing. What do you think that represents? Is it the spirit of a specific judge, or more of a collective memory of the authority and judgment that was wielded there?
I'd lean towards a specific judge. People in those positions often had very strong personalities, and their presence would have been incredibly imposing. To be the one to pronounce sentence so often, that energy would certainly stick.
And the fact that he's pacing as if trials never ended. It's like he's still restless, still deliberating, still in that mindset of life and death decisions. It's a tragic sort of eternal duty.
Or perhaps it's the memory of justice, or the idea of justice, forever seeking resolution within those walls, a sort of ingrained moral echo, if you will, playing out.
That's a fascinating thought, Andrew. A moral echo. What about the armoured soldier? He appears in the bar. Is he just observing, or is there a specific interaction or feeling he invokes?
From what I've heard, he's more of an apparition that just appears and then fades. Sometimes a glance, sometimes just seen out of the corner of the eye. Perhaps he was a guard or a soldier stationed there, just doing his rounds, even in death.
It's like he's still on duty, centuries later. Imagine trying to enjoy a quiet drink, and then you see a fully armored soldier in your peripheral vision. That's definitely a conversation starter.
I wonder if he's tied to an earlier period, before it became predominantly a courtroom, perhaps when it was more of a stop for travelers or military personnel. It adds another layer of historical complexity to the hauntings.
Absolutely. It shows the inn's multi-layered history isn't just documented in books, but is actively experienced by those who walk its halls today. It's not just an old building, it's a living archive of pain and unresolved energy.
And that's why it's so compelling. It's not just legends or folklore, it's tangible reports from many different people over a long period. It really makes you think.
It definitely makes me want to visit, but also to be incredibly respectful of the history and whatever might still be lingering there. You wouldn't want to provoke anything, you know?
Respect is key. Whether it's psychological phenomenon or genuine paranormal activity, the sheer weight of what happened there demands respect. It's a place where history isn't just taught, it's felt.
So for anyone listening, if you ever find yourself in the beautiful but haunting Brecon Beacons near Skirrid 4, you might want to consider a stop at the Skirrid Inn. Just be prepared for more than just a pint.
Be prepared to listen for those footsteps or for a whisper in the quietest moments, and definitely keep an eye out on that staircase.
And maybe, just maybe, be ready to feel a chill that has nothing to do with the Welsh weather. The past, as we've learned tonight, hasn't faded at the Skirrid Inn. It absolutely lingers.
It's a stark reminder that some places truly hold onto their stories, sometimes in ways we can barely comprehend. A chilling thought, and certainly a fascinating one.
Indeed, a truly unique and terrifying piece of Welsh history. Thanks for joining us tonight as we ventured into the haunted halls of the Skirrid Inn. Until next time, stay curious and stay afraid.